Good evening and welcome back, everybody. It's good to see everybody in the chat tonight. It seems like the consensus is chilly and snowy, except for our friend Charles in California. I'm sure it's nice and warm and sunny. Joshua, I'm not sure where you went.
I
Looks
uh,
like,
I I am here,
okay.
but my camera disconnected during the intro, so I'm working on reconnecting that.
We've both had camera issues tonight, but
Good
we'll get through
heavens!
it. We'll get through it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Guys, gals, be sure to drop in the chat where you are tuning in from. I know we got New Jersey, northern Wisconsin, 26 inches of snow. Can't find the field today. This is Chip J. Rowe. Uh, I already saw a couple of these comments. Great to meet Joshua at the Lebanon. Didn't bring any Old Bay goldfish. You let some folks down, Joshua.
Well, I told them I'm not taking it to Lebanon. I was gonna take it to
To
Toledo.
Toledo.
All right. Good
So I guess you got
heavens!
to come to Toledo if you want the Old Bay.
Yeah.
We got Des Moines, Iowa, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Another Peter from Lancaster said he got to meet Joshua. Ohio, California, Madison, West Virginia, Michigan, and we have the man.
There we go. I'm back. Okay.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Indiana, Phoenix.
Nice.
Andrew, hope you are well, my friend. Eastern Iowa, Ohio. So getting through them, guys.
Cool.
As you join the chat, be sure to drop that in there. Joshua, I know we got a ton of stuff to go over this evening.
We do.
Looking forward to. You showed me pictures of the rib stitching, but you didn't necessarily give me any of the sauce. So
No, no. I gave you a teaser. I don't know if you have any of those pictures ready to go, but that's fine. I can hold stuff up to the camera certainly. But before we dive in, I do want to take a minute to thank everyone that stopped to talk to me at the Lebanon Expo. It's always great to talk to people and get feedback. And I certainly appreciate you taking your time to do that. You didn't have to. You could have been looking for deals or you could have just walked the other way. You didn't have to talk to me, but you did. And I really appreciate it. I've given all this feedback that I got from you guys and I fed it back to Brian. What he does with it is his fault. So
nice. Okay.
it is
My fault.
it is no longer my problem.
Wow. Wow. Oh boy.
No worries. No worries. It really was great to talk with many of you. It was just a treat. I did get to sell several things, made some money for some other projects that I've got going on in my shop, so that's really good. Keep that cycle going. As you guys know, that when you sell stuff, it's always at a loss. So any little bit helps, of course. So with that, tonight, yes, we're talking about rib stitching. I've done rib stitching in the past, and I've outlined how I've done some of it before. This is an example of my Piper Cub. As you can see, it's got uh, some of the stitching you can see in the lighting, and then there's the pink tape that goes over top of it. Okay, so we're actually not doing the stitching. So Brian a little bit misled you. So it's actually the pinking that we're going to do. Because of this model, the pinking and the stitching is very subtle. So at this scale, it's kind of like you almost have to exaggerate it a little bit to bring it out. And this tip actually comes by way of our friend Tony again. Tony, thank you so much. Okay, so what did Tony already teach us this season? Vinyl. Okay,
Yeah.
vinyl is a thing, right? We use that extensively on the fuselage to get that beautiful metal look. All right, and so Tony turned me on to this stuff. It's called Oracal 651. It's a type of vinyl, and he's been using it for years. Guys in his club have been using it for years. They've been flying on this stuff on their airplanes for over a decade without any degradation. So I trusted him to try this. And he showed me what he did on his version. He's building this plane too with us this season. And so what we do is we take the sheets of this stuff. It comes in a roll, just like the other stuff, right? But this time we're cutting sheets of it using pinking shears, okay? And it's just shears that usually you get these at like any sewing shop. I got these at Walmart. You can get them at Amazon. Brian, I believe you've got a link to some of these as well.
Yes.
So the Oracal is also from Amazon, so you can order it there. It's really decent stuff, but this in particular is, I'll peel it for you. It's clear. It's clear. And so what you can do with this, I'll show you guys the bottom side. Get the light right. So you can apply the Oracal and it looks like you've got pinking tape. It discolors the yellow just subtly enough that it gives a nice detail. And I'm just literally, I went over top of the decals that I had already put on this. Really, really cool. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to put on some pinking tape to bring out some more detail so that we add that little bit of extra depth that we keep talking about. Just add one little thing, and I want to show you guys how easy this is and how quickly it can be done. And I'm going to do an entire wing panel. This whole top of the wing I've left just for you guys. This is literally the very last thing to do on this model. And I left it because I love you guys so much. And all I did was I drew lines approximately 1 centimeter apart from each other. But it ended up being exactly the grid pattern on the back. And so I just ended up using those lines. So I'm cutting overage. It's longer in the front and longer in the rear. And for right now, all I'm doing is just laying down the strip. That's the easy part. So that's strip number 1. Now I'm going to go to strip number 2. And I only have 9 of these to do. And I'm just following the rib pattern that's on the plane. I'm not doing anything fancy. Not doing any special measurements or marks. Just following what Seagull has already done for us. I will mention that prior to this, I did clean the surface. I wiped it down with isopropyl alcohol to remove any particular adhesive residues. And then after that, I used Windex to clean up any streaks, because we obviously don't want to keep streaks. That would be not nice. All right, 4 done. I'm going to move you guys so you can see the rest.
PCC in the field said, what did Joshua use to clean the covering before applying the pinking strips?
Yeah, just window cleaner and isopropyl alcohol. That's it. Started with isopropyl alcohol, again, to clean off any potential sticky residues, and then window cleaner. That's it. couple of paper towels, and 30 seconds of work. All right. We have 2 more. And like I said, these I'm just going straight over top of the decals. Straight over top of them. Just putting them down lightly because we're going to do something to them here in a minute to really make them stick forever. All right, that's the last one. And so now what we have to do is first get rid of our garbage. Otherwise, that's going to make a mess. Okay, so now we're going to make use of our Dubro trimming scissors that you can get at dubro.com. These are meant for like trimming plastics, like canopy plastics, or if you've got a body for a car, you can trim them. But really sharp, and they make really quick work of this vinyl as well. And that's all we have to do is start a little cut, and then just move the scissors across. It's really, really easy when you have really sharp tools.
All right. Michael said, this is so great. I already have some Oracle that I use to seal decals. This will look perfect on the... Man, you guys always build these weird planes that I don't know how to pronounce.
What is that? Emerald.
Dude, that I am getting ready to cover.
Brush up on your French.
Home Andreas asked, can Joshua go over again how he first cut the strips? They look to be very consistent with.
Yeah, I certainly can. Give me 1 second here. I'll show you the backside. So again, just a recap, quick recap. I started by doing roughly 1 centimeter width. And then as I worked with the material, I was like, you're a dummy, because on the back side, there's a grid pattern. So literally, I ended up just cutting right on the lines. So you can see right here, there's a sample where I just cut straight on the line at one side of the tooth when I have my pinking shears, and you just cut straight up the line, and it was literally 1 centimeter across from each one of these in the grid pattern. And I think since we're using a TLAR approach, if you're not familiar with TLAR, that's an abbreviation or acronym for that looks about right. So the TLAR approach worked pretty well, and I'm certainly happy with how this technique is turning out. Now I do have to rotate the wings so that I can consistently trim the leading edge pieces. Did that answer your question? I hope it did, because it's really not that difficult just to cut it. So the material again is it's vinyl. It's Oracle. Did I say that right? Oracle?
I think it's Oracle. I'll see if I can find a link to it real quick.
Yeah, I sent you one for the stuff that I got off of Amazon. Yeah, it's like it's super, it comes in a roll, not expensive. It's just take your time, play with it. You've got enough there that you can even mess up with it and throw it away. But that's the gist of it. So we've got our whole surface now has everything trimmed, everything's basically applied. And then the last step is introduce a little heat into the equation. Again, this is just my heat gun from Harbor Freight, wherever you may get your heat gun from. But we're gonna put this on the low setting, let it heat up. And all we're gonna do is hit this with a little bit of heat so that we can work out some of these bubbles that are underneath. Sometimes it gets a little bit extra hot and you burn your thumb. It will heal. Ask me how I know. Yeah, that's all we're doing is we're just trying to get this to stick a little bit more gooder.
Dubro is not responsible for third-degree burns when using a heat gun.
Indeed, that's Harbor Freight. I mean, seriously, just be smart about it and you'll be fine. It doesn't take much. As you can see, I'm really blasting through this. And it's not because I'm hurrying for the show. It's just because it really does take that little of a bit of effort. I'm going to go through the control surfaces now, smooth those down. I'm on the flap right now. I'll hit the aileron. All right. That's literally it. So now we have some, trying to prevent these from making too much noise, but now we have really nice rib stitching that's nice and subtle, that when it gets out in the sunshine, it's going to just add just a little bit more to this model. And I think we'll be all glad for it. All right, so we're done for the night.
Well, that was easy.
No, not really. I mean, obviously, there's so many ways that you can use this technique. Obviously, I've gone over this very superficially and rather quickly. So if there are questions, feel free to ask, guys. Can you use it on solar text type coverings? That I don't know, but I suspect so. You may end up seeing bubbles underneath of it because of the texture. So your mileage may vary. Certainly do a test pattern first. Always do a test if it's unknown. And that way, not just because like see whether it works or not, but do a test to like see if it works or not, and then if it can be improved. Don't just give up on the first try, because you might find a technique that works better. So don't be afraid to think outside the box. Yeah.
Charles is asking what was the yellow covering used on the aircraft?
Whatever came in the box from Seagull. I'm not sure which brand that they use, but it's pretty decent. It just needs to be hit with a little bit of heat when you get it out of the box. I don't think it's fully shrunk, and it's certainly not shrunk very evenly. I went over this fairly extensively with my heat gun to make sure that it was even when it came out of the box. So always a good thing to do on any ARF that you buy these days. Some ARFs are now coming covered with vinyl, especially the ones that have like panel lines and rivets and all sorts of weathering and stuff. That's usually printed by a machine onto the vinyl, and the vinyl is covered. So be mindful of that, because sometimes some of these, like if you use chemicals or anything like that, it can pull those inks off. So no acetone. That would be bad. They don't mix with vinyl anyway.
This is a good question. How does the Orcal react to fuel?
So I've been told that by Tony that it doesn't seem to have much of a problem. Obviously, I'm going to be careful not to spill fuel anywhere. If you do want to be extra careful, of course, you can apply a clear coat. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Just apply a gloss clear coat over top to seal everything together. We've gone over that pretty extensively in the MasterClass series, where you need to make sure that you're using at least a 1K clear coat so that you get something that's really hard and going to be more fuel resistant and make the life of your model be a lot longer than maybe your sticks will allow or your thumbs will allow.
Suter family said a friend of mine who was a B-52 pilot when he was younger and then an engineer for a major American airline company used TLAR all the time at work.
Yeah, I mean, TLAR works. There are times in my modeling where I use TLAR because some things, they just don't matter. And this is, to be fair, more of a sport scale. We've certainly given our little bit of spice to this model, which has just been fun. Who says that you have to take a model and just fly it right out of the box? You certainly can, but we've been having a really good time in the shop, putting our own little bit of spice on this. Oh, you did get a picture up. Yeah, so that's a picture where I was starting to cover the tail planes with some of this, and this was sort of my first attempt at it after doing some practice runs. So the vertical and the horizontal have this detail as well. It's the only place where the fabric covering was used. So wasn't too difficult. It wasn't a big heavy lift. And obviously you can see, like, I did a whole top of a wing in like less than 10 minutes. So it's easy. Honestly, it took way more work to cut these things. Just to get the pinking lined up, because you can't cut a whole strip in one slice. You have to go one little piece at a time and try to get the zigzags to line up as you go. So yeah, that's the hardest part, is cutting it out of the sheet. But it works really well. I'm so happy that I was taught this technique from Tony. So huge shout out to Dynamic RC. If he's in the chat tonight, everybody say thank you to him. Appreciate it. Any other questions going on?
I think we caught up on everything to this point. I did drop the Oracle link in the chat.
Okay, cool.
You marked it as vinyl in the email, so that's why I was thrown off.
My bad. Sorry, dude.
I had dropped it in there twice, so but it is in there.
Okay, cool.
Along All with right. The scissors. The scissors are in there as well.
Sweet. So speaking of scissors, should we ask a question and give some of those away?
Yeah. We could do that. We'll give away a set of scissors and some sanding bars.
Ooh,
to one lucky winner.
So this is just 2, and then my third one, it's all the way up here. This is my big boy. Saw somebody run around Lebanon with one of these. It's awesome.
Josh was giving everybody time to get Google queued up.
I am, actually. I am. All right. So airplanes have a number, a particular number, and this number is called the do not exceed number. All right. So on this model, which is quarter scale, what is the do not exceed number? That's a speed. So this is an airspeed, all right? So there's the full scale, that airspeed, and this is a quarter scale model. So what is the do not exceed airspeed number for this model? That would be scale. This was a fun one. I did the math in my head and I was like, really? That's crazy. That's really crazy. I couldn't believe this number when I got into it. What do you think of that number, Brian? You know what it is.
Oops, I was muted. Suter family said 85.
No, too fast.
Ray says 200.
Way too fast.
60 knots.
Oh, come on.
40 miles an hour.
Oh, you're on to something there. 48. 40. I mean, 48's the closest we have so far.
25, 34. quarter of the full scale speed. LOL.
All right.
37,
I
45, 45,
40.
44, 47,
I-
46, 47, 46. They're coming in now. Everybody's just like 40 something.
All right, so the very first 48, I think we'll take. I'm looking for 47.5. So it's 190 miles an hour divided by 4. So that takes us to 47.5 miles an hour. So really slow. You think about that. For this kind of model, putting around just under 50. That's going to be an interesting one to fly. Um,
Home Andreas had the
linked.
first 48. So
Yeah, home.
send me
Okay.
an email at orders@dubro.com.
Sweet.
Four Eyes said 47 and a half, but that was way later after you said
Yeah,
we'll take the first
I
48.
figured someone would actually punch in the calculator 190 divided by 4 and they would spit out 47.5, but they rounded. I mean, good for you knowing how to round up. Um, but you guys know me. I like my precise numbers. So
Suitor family is asking, do you know if the airfoil is the same as full scale?
that is an interesting question. You would have to ask Seagull. I don't. I know that I could probably look up what the airfoil is, but I do not have the right equipment to accurately measure the airfoil of this airplane. I mean, you can look at a rough look on it, but to measure it precisely, it would take a little bit more careful digital draftsmanship that I could probably do if I had the wherewithal. Kind of don't care, but certainly a worthwhile question.
Tim Sparks said dynamic scaling effects with Reynolds
Reynolds
numbers
numbers.
makes this a mod issue.
It's a moot issue, but yeah,
Moot.
forgot it.
Mot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is very true. So those of you who are not familiar with what he's talking about, so dynamic scaling is complicated to explain, but Reynolds numbers are it's like think of it as like essentially distilling down a whole lot of math and physics. It's like an efficiency number. And so one the Reynolds numbers help indicate a number of things in terms of performance, but to to look at scale in terms of like what's the actual scale speed versus what's the real speed, it's sort of like, yeah, using the same, like you're never going to be the same weight by scale either. And so a better sort of more accurate way to look at mass when it comes to planes is a cube loading rather than a square loading. So like there's all of these numbers that go into characterize how an airplane flies or how well it can fly. And certainly looking at Reynolds numbers is a more scientific approach. And I encourage you guys to look this up if you're curious about it, because it is worth knowing sometimes, especially if you're going to go to small things, because obviously as you get bigger, this is less prevalent because bigger just flies better because it's closer to the real size. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting thing to look at and have conversations about too, and it's just a good opportunity to learn in the hobby. Yes, good old Monty Python reference. We love them, don't we? This is great. Uh, Yeah, not a J3 airfoil is flat bottom. This one has a curve to it. When the wingtips touch each other, you have exceeded. Yeah. So by comparison, this is my quarter scale Cub. I just happen to have it here. So this is your typical Cub airfoil. And the airfoil on this is a bit more semi-symmetrical. It's still somewhat flat-bottomed, I'll say. But when you start looking toward the leading edge, it is a bit more rounded on the bottom. It's not quite as prevalently flat like the Cub. Other questions? Anything?
Nothing yet.
No? Okay.
You did have the spring steel in your notes for this evening. I don't know if
Oh,
you covered
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so for those of you who tuned into the last one, I did not have a direct link to the spring steel that I used on the show. I had forgotten to prepare that in the show notes. So I wanted to make sure that you guys had that link. Brian, if you want to drop that in the chat, um, it's just from McMaster-Carr.
Let's
I
drop.
bought nice. I bought 100-foot roll of it. This is the remnant of a 100-foot roll. I have done now 3 airplanes. So 3, 1, 2, yeah, three airplanes, and I still have like probably at least half the roll left. So I mean, it goes a pretty long way, but I do it enough because of the airplanes that I enjoy that to me it's kind of worth it. So mileage may vary, but still, like it's worthwhile having some in your shop if you have to do it. Now, keep in mind, obviously, too, this introduces a new complication at the flying field. So if you go to events, you might want to bring a soldering iron with you to make repairs, just in case a joint cracks or breaks or something like that. So be aware that that happens. That's one of the sacrifices you make for scale details is infield repairs that are a little bit more complicated than just CA glue and kicker. Yep. Can I assemble the finished model? Wow. It's big. So the wingspan on this thing is 90 inches. Um, it's I have had it assembled here on the bench once, and I have to like duck under the wing and like maneuver. It's big in the shop, so I don't think I'll assemble it on camera. But essentially, all you do is you have a retention screw in the wing right here. You remove that, and then there is a wing tube, an aluminum wing tube that goes into the center section. Slide it on and put in the retention screw, keeps it from moving in and out, obviously after connecting the servo leads. And then it's just a whole bunch of these screws. So there's a screw for the top wires, and then each of the 4 screws on the bottom, and that's just one side. And you go over and do the other side, and then you put in the battery and you're done. That's it. And I did time myself. It takes roughly about 10 minutes. But that's 10 minutes if I have like no obstructions in the room. And I've got lights and stuff set up here just so that you guys could see accurately on camera. So not tonight, but that gives you a good idea of some of the setup stuff that you might have to take care of at the field. Setup, tear down, etc. Not to mention like don't lose screws. Oh, that's a good look at the tail end. Yeah. So that's a great view of the hatch. If you recall, I did have to pull that hatch off. That goes over where the tail gear mechanism is. And I had to add a bunch of mass in there. I ended up adding 9 ounces of weight to the tail. Now, initially I had glued this down with canopy glue, but given that I had to add weight to the tail, so initially I tried to build very light. And after pulling this off, I was like, hey, if I got to put weight back there anyway, I'm just going to put that back on with screws because don't care. For those with the interest to build this model, it might be worth relocating your servos to the tail. Could probably use the tail weight. So it depends on how you go about execution of that. I know Tony was doing that on his plane. he's doing electric, so it's a little bit, I don't know. I feel like moving servos to the tail has advantages and disadvantages. Obviously, you've got the weight that can be a disadvantage, but shorter linkages on control surfaces, in my opinion, always a good thing. Yeah, see all of those screws on the tail on the landing gear. That's what kind of takes up a lot of your time because you're down there with a ball wrench and it's under the wing and the struts from the landing gear kind of get in the way. So it's not difficult, it's just a little tedious. So can't wait to have this out at the field. I do have uh, the electronics all programmed at this point. Thank you so much, Gator RC, for the plane, number one, but also the electronics. The servos are working flawlessly. All of the King Max servos work great. Didn't have any issues with any of them right out of the box. And I got the stabilization, the flight stabilization. Not that this plane really needs it, but I've got it set up in case I want it. If there's like a weird crosswind, it can only help me. So nice to have that set up as well. Did I see another question pop up, Brian?
I was talking about screw-on rigging.
Uh-huh.
Also, could you elaborate on this?
So yeah, the recurring joke is that I am Top Gun Bob
Bob.
this season.
I'm Bob.
Last season I was Mr. Clean.
What's your call sign? Bob.
Bob. That's what I should do to the hatch on this on the bottom side. I'll sign it Bob.
Tim was saying with screw on rigging, I had a Tiger Moth that was 30 minutes I could transport and store with one wing attached and not cut assembly in half at the field.
Yeah, you get to some of these scale builds. I've seen guys at events with like a Sopwith pup that has all the scale rigging, and I'm just like, yo, I'll see you at lunch. I'll fly with you at the noon demo because there's so much to take care of. But I get it. I get the passion for some of these scale models because that's what you love to do, and there's nothing wrong with it. Part of the joy can be getting the model set up and taken down because, in my opinion, you get to deal with what the mechanics dealt with. The pilot wasn't necessarily the mechanic. It was a team effort to maintain some of these airplanes. And so looking into that part of the history of these airplanes is certainly part of that journey that I always like to investigate as well. All right. So wrapping things up, we have one more true construction evening planned to get together, and that'll be in April. We have March is kind of weird with how things line up, but the next MasterClass we will be doing something. The model is done. What we are doing next time is for transportation of the model. And we are going to bust out the needle and thread. And I think a lot of you may know where I'm going with this. I did give a little teaser to someone at Lebanon, but yeah, we're going to make some wing bags. I think wing bags are one of the more frequently overrated products that can really help us preserve our models. These big models, they can be cumbersome and we get clumsy and late. It's sort of like the auto insurance idea. 95% of automobile accidents happen within 5 minutes of your home. The vast majority of any damage to any model is done in your workshop. At least it is in mine. I know many other modelers that it's true for them too. Like you just get careless when you're in your own shop. And so wing bags is a way to help protect the wings for transport, but also within your shop as well. And so I can certainly go out and buy some wing bags for these wings. It's very simple shape, okay? It's not difficult to get wing bags that will fit this wing. But for those who are maybe a little bit more price conscious, I'm going to show you how to make them. Because number one, it's not hard, and it's also not expensive. We're going to use some pretty common materials. If you have a sewing machine or access to a sewing machine, this really is absolutely, in my opinion, the way to go. I have gone to making all of my own wing bags now. I have purchased 2 in the past, but now anymore, I make my own wing bags because it's so stupid easy, and it ends up being, just a couple of bucks, less than like 30, easily less than $30 for a set of wing bags. You can make them as complicated as you want, you can make them as easy as you want, but ultimately what you're just trying to do is prevent things from rubbing or poking or vibration or losing little pieces of hardware. You're just trying to keep it all contained into one little thing that's better for everybody. So that's what we have planned for next time. We'll have links and all that happy stuff for you guys so that you can know what to do. It'll be fun.
Michael said, I told my wife what you told me, and she just gave me a look about sewing the wing bags.
I'm telling you guys, it could be a good time with your spouses if they're into sewing. Just grab a bowl of popcorn, right, and watch this guy make a fool of himself using a sewing machine. No, seriously, we're doing simple rectangles here, guys. This is like home economics when you had to make like a tote bag or something. We're not doing anything super complicated. It's just basic box with a flap, okay? So you'll see. It's just very straightforward and not complicated. And I'm gonna make sure that like we can fit some of this easily within an hour so that you get some of the basics of the techniques, and that way you have enough knowledge in your brain to see how it works that you can go mess up on your own. Yeah, duct tape works also. The thing about duct tape though is that it breaks down over time. I've seen it happen. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I've got at least, oh geez, I can't even count. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wing bags within my line of sight in my shop right now. So yeah, it'll be good.
Joshua's got issues. Good issues. Good issues.
I'm not even going to apologize, man.
I said they were good issues. Many planes, many bags.
Yeah.
Or I should say, not enough planes, not enough bags.
I got rid of 3 this past weekend. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. If anybody is
that
in the
means
market,
there's 6 more coming.
Don't tell my wife.
Shh.
No, if anybody wants a Top Flight Mustang project, reach out to me. I'm trying to get rid of that, but yeah, 60 size. Brian.
Yes.
We are coming up on Toledo.
Yes.
Are there any exciting, juicy details about Toledo that Dubro has that you want to share here tonight? Get the kids all excited? If not, you can say that you don't.
There we go. Our booth will be located right between the swap and the exhibitors. So we'll be right in the center. You can come find us. We'll have show specials going on. Joshua will be in the booth.
I will.
I think we're going to try to do some of these live streams from the booth.
Yeah, I think we're going to try.
Going to try. Keyword.
Try.
Give it the old college try.
Yeah. I still have to think about this. I don't know how well it's going to go over, but I might have to bring my professor's bag with me. That's a little teaser for you guys.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. No, good stuff. We'll have all the usual If there's something particular you need, you could always shoot us an email, orders@dubro.com. I see all those. I can make sure it gets put in with all the products. Like I said, we bring a ton of stuff. We got show specials on everything. So, but if there's sometimes, I think last year somebody needed an inflator for one of our air tires. So I made sure I brought plenty of those. So that way there was some there for him. But yeah, it'll be fun. I know, talking to Hank that runs the show, they are going to do the auction Friday night instead of Saturday afternoon. Plus, they got a lot of extra stuff they're going to do during that. So you'll want to hang out Friday night for that. And I believe all the proceeds that Toledo makes from that, they're giving to the AMA for the Torchbearers Foundation. So
do you want to explain what Torchbearers is, Brian?
Oh, no.
Come on.
I don't know all the details. Basically, it's a way to help out other clubs or potential new members to the AMA or flying, things like that. I know we're kind of working on something right now for your club, Joshua.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good way to give back to the community, the Torchbearer Foundation, and it's basically just to keep folks involved in model aviation, bringing new folks in and funding that whole process, whether it be a membership or something for a club's flying field, things like that.
Yeah. So really, when you look at it at the end of the day, this is a program that essentially breaks down barriers for people to break into the hobby. So I'll use myself as an example. I always like to throw myself under the bus, but I am the membership secretary and treasurer for my club, and my club is almost 90 years old. It's one of the oldest clubs in the AMA, and we've been trying to do more and more to help grow our club. We participate in scout events, we participate in STEM events, we have a local event at our municipal airport that we've participated in the past several years, and all of the reception is very warm and welcome and appreciative, but we never get new members from it. We've gone from about 35 to 50 active members over the last several years. We've dwindled the renewal so far this year. We have 16 active members. And it's just really hard to see that in an area where we have a lot of really smart people. We have a lot of great history of aviation where I live. And we certainly have, an Air Force base right up the road. We have Lockheed Martin here. There's the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum right down the road too. Like, we have all of this aviation stuff here, but we can't seem to get our club membership up. And what this does is it lowers the barrier for new people coming into the hobby to get them exposed and perhaps taste a little bit of the hobby and how wonderful it is. And it's up to us as a club to own that and carry that person through to help them learn to love the hobby and carry it forward in the future. So whether that's through an adult membership or a youth membership, we're here to help with the hobby. And I think the AMA is doing a wonderful job to try to make us a true community in that way, where we're helping each other. We're not in these individual silos of clubs where one club over here is doing exceptionally well and this club over here is really struggling a lot. So I certainly appreciate the Torchbearer program and what the AM is trying to accomplish with it.
I agree. They are doing many things all around to help model aviation. So yeah, it's good to see. I I did want to touch on, before I forgot about it, RC Barn has been building 2 planes.
Oh yeah.
And those are getting auctioned off Friday night as well at Toledo.
That'll be cool.
Dave said, I have a 180-degree switchback going upstairs out of my basement shop. Way too much damage going up the stairs.
He knows. I have one of those too going out of my basement. Now I do have a walkout basement, so if I have something massive, I can just wheel it out up to around the house up to the trailer. But yeah, going up the stairs, man, it can be brutal with some planes.
RC Barn said one is a Mustang and the other is a Corsair.
Oh, cool. Classics. Hard
He
to
said
beat classics.
Dave said you need a strut pocket on the Cub wing bag.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That is why the wings are hanging out here, because I haven't made the wing bags for them yet. But yeah, I'll create a strut pocket that has Velcro flap over to keep that.
Suitor family said same story for his club as well.
Yeah, we're not alone. So that's the thing. That's the takeaway, guys. If your club is struggling, talk to your club leadership about reaching out for help. There's no shame in reaching out for help. Okay, guys? That's why the AMA is there. That's their job. And they've been doing their part, to interface with the government on our behalf for a lot of the shenanigans that's been happening over the past decade.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're here to support us in our clubs. We are their club, and they want to help us. They're not just there to have a museum and the wonderful place to fly in Muncie, Indiana. Okay?
Yep.
They really are there to help. Reach out for it.
Dave Jensen's club is looking for a new flying site. JD says his club is growing in Indianapolis. Indianapolis has got a nice little thing going on right now.
That's great.
It seems like a lot of flying going on down there. Yep. Skipping over Dave's questions.
Don't skip. Don't skip. Hey, Brian, how's your minuet?
It's great. It's coming along, making progress.
Is it?
Slowly.
Is it?
Very slowly. Very. Perfection takes time, man. Perfection.
One day I'm convinced that you're just going to pay for a plane ticket and I'll come out and build the rest of it in a day.
Yeah. So what's your schedule look like next week?
I am busy, my guy.
You and me both. We'll get there.
Good. I know you will. I do want to again thank our partners for this season, since we're wrapping up this build entirely this evening. So thank you again, Gator RC. They provided the plane to us, the electronics, the servos, the receiver, switch, the NFC switch, and all of those goodies that go inside the plane. I had to make some extensions, some servo extensions and things like that. We've covered that in the masterclass as well. But they've got the scale prop, the Falcon prop that we got on this plane is from them as well. Just a fantastic resource for you guys if you want to get into some of these scale and larger models. Seagull does make some good stuff. They make excellent scale representations. They may not always be true to scale, but that's true of any of our modeling partners. But Gator does a really good job at providing all of the things that you need in a one-stop shop, and including radios. I know they're a great distributor of Free Sky radios, which I fly with. I know many other guys who are switching over, including guys who fly many thousands of dollars worth of equipment in jets. So worth looking into the Free Sky radio systems these days. It's wonderful. Also, Deluxe Materials, John Bristow, man, what a rock star. This guy coming out of a chemical engineering background and provide us with some of the best hobby products for assembling and making things. And I mean, Scenic Rust, we use Scenic Rust. We've used some of the other adhesives. I'm absolutely sold on their canopy glue now. Just a wonderful solution that's not going to run all over the place. It just, I could go on and on about the great products that Deluxe Materials has that I have honestly never played with before. And I am grateful to be part of this partnership so that I can bring this information to you guys, because that's my passion, is I love to share all of the fun things that I make a mess with and goof off with here in my shop. So thank you, Brian. Thank you to Dubro for bringing me here to talk to you guys and share with you. Dubro, where would we be without you? I can't thank you guys enough for making great products and making this masterclass happen. And to be completely transparent with you guys, I do not get paid to do this. Okay, this is just fun for me. I'm very lucky and blessed to have the Bryans vouching for me.
There's a reason why we call you the professor. No, man, it's been great, and it's great to always hear and see the feedback from all the builders as well, because I know we've had so many guys build their first planes ever in season one, going up to refabbing an old plane that had been sitting on a shelf in last season and this season as well. Just some of the cool, interesting building techniques that Joshua brings to the table. I'm not taking credit for any of that. But we were talking about it before we started tonight, Joshua and I, that, a lot of folks think that perceive that the master class is, geared towards the beginner builder. However, that's not the case. I mean, we've both talked to so many of you guys that have been building for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years and have picked up a new trick along the way. And we're just glad that you guys show up and are learning something new and taking that to your workshop and putting it into your own builds. So it's cool to hear the stories, at the swap meets and trade shows and things like that along the way. So we're glad you guys enjoyed it. I know we still got plenty more stuff to do. We got 2 more shows left.
Yep.
So next one is April 6th, I believe. Is that correct, Joshua?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I knew you had some scheduling stuff in there. So I was like, I think that's right. So April 6th. So we got a couple weeks off and we'll be back. And wing bags.
Yeah, wing bags. Wing bags for sure.
Grab the popcorn and the wife. And the thread and the needle.
Yeah, and definitely you guys aren't going to want to miss the last one either, because that one's going to be special too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Joshua is going to give away half of his airplanes.
Sure.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
If you're into weird stuff, you'll be thrilled.
It'll be fun. We got a couple comments popping up here. Dave said, show specials, go figure. I just ordered $90 worth of Dubro. Sorry, Dave. I'll let you finish my minuet. Thanks, Brian and Joshua. Somebody else has also switched to the Deluxe Materials canopy glue based on the show and agree it works well. Thanks for the build this season and the great shows.
Absolutely.
RC Barnes said thank you. Michael said been building since 1979 and still learning. I love seeing that.
That's the best feedback that we get. Seriously, we love seeing you guys still learning.
glad you made it. Dave Jensen said, always learning something. Been flying for over 20 years.
Awesome.
That's great. That's great. I know I'm guilty of that. Like I've done something for so many years over and over and over, and I just get the blinders on, as I like to call it. And then when you actually take those off and you're like, oh my God, I could have been doing this so much easier for so many years.
Yeah. And that's just it. Like there's been such an evolution in materials and adhesives and so many other things. Like we don't even think about that. Like how do you apply all of these new things to modeling, which has been around for 100 years?
Right.
And it's you have to keep having these conversations. They're still relevant because time is a thing, right?
100%. 100%.
So yeah, keep having the conversations with your club buddies when you go to flying events. Like just talk about building, ask questions, and talk to people about your problems. It's how we get things done in this hobby and how we learn new stuff. It's such a fun adventure.
I love it. I think we end on that note, my friend.
Sounds good.
We will see you guys April 6th. Look forward to seeing everybody at Toledo that is going to make the trip. And Suter Family, 1975, first balsa tissue paper dope-free flight model. Dang, I feel old.
Dope! I got dope right here. Got it.
Love it. Love it. We'll see you guys soon, and stay tuned. We appreciate everybody. Oh, that's what I forgot. If you do need anything, there is a promo code that ends tonight at midnight. Spring 26th saves you 10% off your order. So
or Josh 10. You can use
or
that.
Josh 10. Yeah, that one too. Use Josh 10. It makes Josh look better.
It does.
Josh does it. Joshua always does an awesome job. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next show. Thanks, everybody.